Hello class. Today we're going to talk about mission 3, graph linear equations. So that's the topic of third mission in this unit, and we will decide which of the 2 points line on the graph. We will also learn about how to write equation and y form, y-intercept form, and also after we solve the equation for y, we will be able to make a table and graph it. So practice assignment will be those 3 worksheets connected to each other, and we will talk about which examples we're going to practice with and more specific and details in the class. Okay, so let's begin. After you're done writing and copying this part, I want you to look at the first equation. So we have given 2x plus y equals 11, and we have given 2 points. The question is, which one of those 2 points is on the graph? In order one of those points, or even both, to be on the line, we need to prove that left side of the equation will be equal to the right side. So how is that possible? Well, we learned that pair of points is represented by x and y coordinates. So I'm going to substitute into this equation first point with x value of -4 and y value of 5. So I'm going to write 2 times, instead of x we'll put -4, then plus y, which is 5, equals 11. And we'll solve that. And the proof will be okay if left side is equal to the right side. So 2 times -4 is -8 plus 5 equals 11. Well, -8 plus 5 is -3. So -3 is not equal to 11, which means this point over here does not lie on the line of this graph. So we will do the same exact check with the second point, x and y coordinates. So 2 times x this time is 4, plus y is 3. This is equal 11. Okay, well 2 plus 4 is 8, plus 3 equals 11, and yes, 11 equals 11. Check mark, yes. So this is the point that lies on this particular line. Very good. So we will do another check, same one, with another function, 2y minus x equals 9. And we have another 2 points given. So we're going to follow the same steps. You can definitely pause the video and try those on your own, or you can just follow me in this case. So 2 times y, be careful, this time we have y variable, so y is 1, minus 5 for x equals 9. Okay, let's calculate this. So 2 times 1 is 2, minus 5 equals 9. 2 minus 5 is -3 equals 9. Definitely not part of the line. And the second check will be with second point, x and y. So again, 2 times, instead of y, we put number 5, minus 1 equals 9. So 2 times 5 is 10 minus 1, so 9 is equal to 9. Check mark here. Yes, this is the point that lies on this particular graph. So if we have given equations like this and 2 points or even 1 point, and you have to check if this point is part of the line, this is what you have to do. You substitute x and y coordinates into the equation, and if you prove that the left side is equal to the right side, then the answer will be yes. Awesome. Next example that I told you we're going to discuss will be this. Write the equation in function form, y equals mx plus b. Basically what we need to do is to solve for y. So in order to write this very important equation, our job here will be to solve this equation for y. So remember, when we learned to solve the equations, we had only one variable. In this case, we have 2 variables. So basically what we need to do, we need to keep y on this side of the equation and move everything else to the other side. Or in other words, we have to cancel this x term. So if I want to cancel this term and move it to the other side, because it's positive 5x, I'm going to do negative 5x minus 5x minus 5x on both sides. So 5x minus 5x cancel, then y will be equal to, now 12 minus 5x. This is not like terms given, so we can't subtract 12 minus 5. What we're gonna do, we're gonna follow this row here, function row. So term x goes first. I'm gonna put negative 5x, and then this is positive 12, so plus 12. So now I have my function row written down. Y term equals to x term plus number. So y term equals x term plus number. Try to remember that. Let's take a look at another example. So in the second one, we're going to solve for y again, but this time we have to do a couple steps. So solving for y means we want to cancel this term. So it will be minus 8x minus 8x. Those two cancel, and we have negative 2y is equal to, and again I'm going to put the x term first, minus 8x, and then plus 12. Now notice y variable is not along here. It's not by itself. So in this cases we have to divide by negative 2. Now when you divide by negative 2 this term, make sure you also divide by negative 2 each one of the terms into the equation. So by each single term we need to divide by negative 2, and then we will simplify. Negative 2 and negative 2 cancel, so y is equal to negative 8 over negative 2 is positive 4x, and then 12 divided by negative 2 is minus 6. This will be the end. We have y term equals to x term minus or plus a number, and we're good. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. Just think about solving equations for one variable. It's very similar. The only thing you have to be careful now is that we have two variables and we want to keep them in order. Next example, part of this learning target is when we have given equation and we want to solve for y first, make a table and then graph it. So how do we solve this for y? Well, solving for y means we want to cancel this term, so it will be plus 2x plus 2x. This cancel, and then we have y is equal to 2x minus 3. So this will be the original function, and we are going to use this one. Remember a couple videos ago we talked about if we have given equation and we don't know the domain of the function, we can give any numbers we want to. So I'm gonna just use maybe 3 points. It's pretty quick and easy. So I'm gonna say negative 1, 0, and 1. It's very easy to use those three numbers and your graph will be pretty accurate because the three numbers are close to each other. So we have 1 negative, 1 positive, and 0. So what do we need to do? We're going to substitute x value into the equation and we'll calculate what is y equal to. So this will be 2 times x is negative 1 minus 3. That will be equal to, so 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 minus 3 will give us negative 5. Be careful, use the calculator, we multiply those and then we subtract 3. So for the second, we are using this equation and substitute x with 0. So it will be 2 times 0 minus 3. Well, 2 times 0 is 0, minus 3 will give us negative 3. And final point, we have 2 times x is 1 minus 3. So 2 times 1 is 2 minus 3, negative 1. So the 3 points we're looking for will be this. This will be the first one, negative 1 and negative 5. So for x and y, we're going to have negative 1 and negative 5. This is the first point. Second point will be 0 for x and negative 3 for y. And third point is 1 for x and negative 1 for y. So once we know the points, my next step will be to graph it. So draw a line, make your y coordinate and x coordinate available. And let's go ahead and plot the points. So negative 1 for x and negative 5 for y will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here. Then we have 0 and negative 3, which is right here. Then we have positive 1 and negative 1. So this will be my next point. Once we have all the points, we can just connect those and we will get our function line written on the graph. So, 3 examples so far. First one was checking if the point is a solution or part of the line. Second one was when we just had to solve the equation for y and write it in the function for form y equals mx plus b. Third example was the one that we solved the equation for y, we made a table to find the points, coordinate points, and then graph them on the line. Okay, so lots of work and very important stuff. Next thing that I'm going to ask you to do will be this example. So for gas that cost $4 per gallon, the equation C equals for G gives us cost C in dollars and pumping G gallons of gas. You plan to pump $20 worth of gas. Graph the function and identify its domain and range. So this is the function C equals for G. And we know that it goes up to $20. So just like x and y, in this case G will be our x and C will be our y. So if we have 1 gallon, then the price is $4. If we have 2 gallons, the price will be $8. 3 gallons will give us 3 times 4, 12. 4 gallons will be 16. 5 gallons will be 20. Okay? So pretty much this is what it says. So the cost is $20. We have this structure written down. Next step will be to graph those points. And we have done graphing of this. I think you guys don't need additional picture here of graphing. Again, this is your x values, y values. If you have a coordinate plane with x and y, and those are your points, and each one of those points needs to go on the graph. Definitely you can do this on your own, and you will see that the progression from 1 gallon to 5 gallons show us that from $4 for gas we go up to $20 for gas. So it's positive, it increases, it goes up based on how many gallons do you want to fill up. Alright, so another example is graph the function y equals negative 3x plus 1, where x is lesser equals 0. So we're going to focus on this example here. And it says when x is lesser equals 0. When we have given that x has to be less than or equals 0, it means 0 will be our larger choice or number. So we gotta go less than. And we know negative 1, negative 2 are numbers less than 0. So again, I'm gonna use only 3 points. We'll do quick graph over here and we'll finish the video because you will get the concept of this idea and lesson. Okay, so y equals negative 3x plus 1. So again, we substitute into the function rule. Negative 3 times x is negative 2 plus 1. So y value here, y value will be negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6 plus 1, 7. Then we have negative 3 times negative 1 plus 1, which is equal to negative 3 times negative 1 is positive 3 plus 1 will give us 4. And the last one we have negative 3 times 0 plus 1. So this is 0 plus 1 will give us 1. And look at this. The first point in the graph will have a coordinates of negative 2 and 7. So I'm going to just draw graph that x and y coordinates. Hopefully I have 2, 4, 6. Well, looks like I need a little bit longer, more space for y. So my x coordinate will go down here. Alright. Okay. So in this case, first point, negative, so this is x, this is y again. Negative 2 for x is here, and positive 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is right here. So if I connect those, this is the location of the first point. Second point is negative 1 for x and positive 4. Negative 1 for x and positive 4 for y. This is positive 4. So that's the location of the second point. And third point, 0 for x, 1 for y is right here. And that shows us another linear function that goes down. And I think we're gonna end this lesson right now. Pretty much this is good enough for that mission. Definitely we will do more similar examples together, so you will get the concept. And let me know again if you have any questions. Thank you very much for watching the video and have a great day.